Now, on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app, O'Connor and Company.
We are flying through this morning program today on WMAL and flying through the news cycle, and that ain't easy because there's a lot going on. 8:07 here. Coming up in 30 minutes, John Lott will join us, give us his analysis of the Supreme Court arguments today on gun laws. No one knows more about gun laws and their effectiveness or lack of effectiveness than John Lott. That's coming up in 30 minutes. I'm Larry O'Connor. Cassie Smedley in for an on-the-mend Julie Gunlock. I can tell you firsthand, I got to spend some time with her yesterday and with her amazing husband, Darren, and she's doing great. She misses her job here, and we can't wait to have her back. If you want more information, go to givesendgo.com/Julie Gunlock. It'll give you all the information, givesendgo.com. Cassie, thanks for being here today.
Great to be with you, Larry. Thanks for having me.
Mark Fisher is a delegate in the Maryland House of Delegates back in town. I can tell you firsthand, I was meeting our boss here at WMAL, Jeff Bowden, for lunch at Galway Bay. Fantastic Irish pub on Maryland Avenue, just off from the State House. But we made the mistake of doing it last Wednesday, which I believe was the first day of the legislative session. Oh, they're back. It's like Annapolis is not the same. I'd much prefer it when it's like, plebe parents weekend and there's midshipmen all over the town. But when I'm sorry, Delegate Fisher, I love y'all, but my God, you just grind this city to a halt.
At least you went to a wonderful restaurant, Galway Bay. That is a great Irish pub. Highly recommend it.
The best Irish pub and the best Guinness in town. Delegate Fisher, in all seriousness, you talk about, we just gave a whole list of some of the craziness coming out of Richmond with the new Democrat majority there, but talk about hold my beer. What is going on in Maryland right now? Let's start with this sphere. Who's paying for this? Why would they need incentives, if not subsidies, from the state of Maryland? And where's the electricity going to come from?
That's a great question. Do you know that the Sphere in Las Vegas is a publicly traded company? And so Governor Westmore just announced, for your listeners, that the Sphere is coming to National Harbor. And he has this wonderful picture of him posing as if he's looking at the Sphere.
Yes.
And it's really kind of funny because it's classic Hollywood Westmore. Get this. So far, we haven't actually seen the details, but so far we're being told that $13.5 million taxpayer dollars are going to be given to this publicly traded company to incentivize them to come in Maryland, because otherwise, why would they come here, right? And and an additional $10 million in the capital budget, potentially even more, by the way, Larry. We're just not sure how much the Sphere is going to extract from Westmore because companies are leaving. They don't want to come. And remember, the average Marylander is paying these sky-high registration rates for their cars, higher property taxes, higher income taxes, higher fees across the board. And Westmore is using that pile of money to give to a publicly traded company to come to the state while companies are leaving and closing. So,
well, and also, Delegate Fisher, isn't he facing a giant budget shortfall? I mean, it's not a time to start giving away gifts to people, and I don't see any way he's going to make that shortfall other than taxes and fees like he did last time.
Larry, we have a $1.5 billion budget deficit this year. Next year, it increases to over $3 billion, the budget deficit. And this shows you, this governor, he's not managing the state of Maryland. He's just running for president, and it's all superficial. I can't think of anything more superficial and funny than the Sphere. So, and then, by the way, we also looked up the Sphere. We looked it up in Las Vegas. How much electricity does it use? Well, apparently as much electricity as 20,000 households. Now, to be fair, the one in National Harbor is supposed to be not as big, but let's just say it's 10,000 households. Where's the electricity going to come from?
Yeah.
Because the Democrats in Westmore have closed electricity plants in the state. So, yeah.
Right. Yeah. And by the way, not to mention, it's like on a more superficial level, it's going to screw up traffic on the Beltway right at the Woodrow Wilson Bridge. I mean, doesn't anybody think about the fact that this will be a giant distraction for drivers? Everyone's going to slow down and look at it because that's what it's meant to do. Now, that's different in Las Vegas, where people are walking up and down the strip, or they're accustomed to the fact that they're going to be sitting in traffic on the strip. But the Beltway is not the Las Vegas Strip. The Beltway is supposed to get people around.
Exactly. And the other thing, Larry, too, is Old Town Alexander is a drop-dead gorgeous, beautiful town. It really is. And I do feel for the people of Old Town having to look across the river and seeing this stupid thing.
Can I tell you? That is so funny you should say that. I shared this earlier in the show. I had dinner in Old Town last night, and everyone around me in the restaurant was talking about this stupid sphere. Everyone was like, "I don't want it. It's gonna keep me up at night. It's gonna be glowing across the. It's absolute
So
insanity."
true.
Setting aside the sphere, though, what else is going on there? Is you're hearing?
We have a really good
hunch.
Larry.
I have a hunch that your colleagues are going to propose just the most loony. Like Westmore has asked them, propose the most Looney Tune things in the world, just so I can veto a couple of things and look like I'm a moderate.
Well, exactly. It's a pretty good strategy. So House Bill 52 was just introduced, and the bill provides for, and I'm reading from the bill, a toll-free hotline for incarcerated individuals to receive information about voting and to request election-related materials and report voting rights violations in prison. So it's going to be like, push 1 to learn how to vote for the guy promising softer mattresses, and push 2 to register to vote, push 3 if you're a serial offender, and 1 info on the candidate who supports catch and release.
People might be surprised by this, Cassie Smedley, but I believe for the most part, criminals back politicians who are soft on crime. I could be wrong. But that's my hunch. That's my hunch.
Interesting priority.
And then
here.
Westmore was sitting in the governor's mansion just a couple of weeks ago talking about his new website that he built. I guess, he didn't have as many problems as Anthony Brown did when he was trying to become right there with Obamacare website. But Westmore was doing his new website kind of campaign commercial. And here he is sitting very comfortably in front of a very cozy fireplace with fire burning off of natural gas. And while he's doing that, the state of Maryland Department of the Environment and the Public Service Commission, which is the utility regulator in Maryland, are promulgating regulations. They're writing rules to stop you, the average citizen, from having natural gas in your house.
Right. You can't have a gas stove, but yeah. Also, by the way, on a more sort of existential note, we told the story yesterday of 4 MS-13 illegal aliens arrested in Maryland after they hacked a 14-year-old boy to death. And at the same time, your colleagues, I saw a bill that's proposed that if you work for ICE, you are banned from being in state or local law enforcement in the state of Maryland. So if you leave your job as a federal ICE agent, you are ineligible to be a law enforcement officer, as a sheriff's deputy in Howard County or what have you. What kind of insanity and discrimination is that?
So I just want to, I'm really glad you brought that up, Larry, because this is going to be a big subject in this year's General Assembly. And I just want to have everyone and all of your listeners remember back in 2020, we had a pandemic. We didn't know initially what was going on. So the state was shut down. The country was shut down. Shortly thereafter, there were riots everywhere across the country in major cities. And the Democrats' mantra then was cancel the police. Just your everyday policemen in the community, the state police, everyone. And it worked out horribly. Crime soared in major cities. We're still overcoming that. Now, fast forward, the Democrats are trying to cancel ICE. This is cancel the police part deux. They're just it's just stupid. It's really stupid. And they're doing it to basically talk to their base because for whatever reason, just like the 1-800 convict number, the Democrat Party believes, and I mean this, Larry, this is not hyperbole. In the state of Maryland and across the country, the rank and file Democrats believe illegal aliens should be able to vote and should not be deported.
Well, Delegate Fisher, again, end this on a hopeful note. Is there anyone emerging from your party, from the Republican Party, to challenge Westmore this November? Because I do think that he's got a lot of vulnerable spots there, and I don't think he's nearly as popular as he thinks he is.
We haven't heard, on a hopeful note, Larry, we haven't heard of anyone other than Larry Hogan, there are a number of candidates that are running, and none of them seem to be particularly focused so far. Okay, I don't want to be like super critical so far on the core issues, which really go to, can you afford to live in this state, and how long can you before you just either go bankrupt or you leave? So I really think that is the primary issue. And when government is making your life less affordable through taxation and through regulation and electricity prices and car registration fees, government is the problem. So to answer your question, the Republican Party and the Freedom Caucus, which I'm a proud member of, shout out to the Freedom Caucus of Maryland, we are fighting the good fight for the citizens of Maryland, for fiscal responsibility and fiscal sanity.
But we need somebody to be able to veto all that insanity. All right. Thank you, Delegate Fisher. Keep in touch and keep up the good work. Appreciate you joining us. It's 8:17.